everyone. Real quick before the episode begins, I want to remind you all of the Pokemon Thankmas Charity Event being held on Saturday, December 11th, 2021. If you're watching this before that date, I would love it if you could attend the event held on the Adoran Region Twitch channel, which is available, the link for that in the episode description. It's an all-day event with some fun guests across the podcasting world, some of which you may know, and we're raising money for a good cause. The episode before this one, the 3-minute little thing, is a brief promo about it. And if you cannot attend, please, please, please share the event or share the promo. There's a YouTube video for it as well on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever, so that as many people as possible can attend. Honestly, I would really want this to do well, especially to end the year off with such a big, massive, cool event. But I can't do it by myself. I really, really need your help. Thank you so much for being awesome. Okay, let's begin this episode that I think you've been waiting for a while, shall we?
The following podcast is a member of the Pokecasters Network. Pokecasters Network, supporting Pokemon content creators, their shows, and the community of Pokemon fans. To find out more, check out PokecastersNetwork.com or find us on Twitter and Facebook.
Cool. All right, let me get things set up. What am I missing? Check.
That little notebook that you have all the random plot threads in?
That is here. That is running out of pages as well.
He needs another one.
I'm thinking basically this campaign ends when that book is finished.
So we're done.
Yay! Well, there's still, like 10 pages, but
We did it.
We thought this was going to be a whole 8-9 arc series. No, it ends in arc 5.
Hello and welcome to Not a Scratch, the only podcast that believes that Scratch is an overpowered move. I am your host, your PM, your DM, your GM, Anirudh himself, and with me here, basically mastering the concept of mental math.
It's me, Mansour. I just square rooted 7. I just did it again. And with me is someone who pronounces the word Nike as Nike.
It's me, Mohammed. English should just be a phonetic language. Let's just all agree. It looks like Nike. Does it not?
How weird would the world be if English was a phonetic language?
Well, you know what's really ironic? The word phonetic isn't even spelled phonetically.
That is true. I didn't realize that till now.
That's impossible.
Also, fun fact, in the UK and maybe Australia, they pronounce Nike as a Nike.
Nike.
Yeah. That is how they say it, yeah.
Yeah, because what does it look like? It looks like Nike. It looks like Mike. It looks like bike. It looks like Nike. There you go.
Does that mean Nike is short for sorry? Is Nike short for Nicicle or microphone? I'm sorry.
So Mike is Michael. Nike is Nikel.
Nikel.
Nickel. It's like a nickel, but useless.
The funny thing is that Nike is actually named after, I believe, the Greek goddess of victory or something like that.
Yep. Yeah.
And so her real name is Nikel.
Hey guys.
I'm sorry.
My name is Nikel.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you got Zeus, you got Athena, you got Nikel.
Nikel.
Oh
my god.
All right, how's it going, guys? How's it been? So long.
It's been so long. Oh my goodness. It's been a week since we last.
It's been a whole week.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy, man. It's
The
crazy.
people listening are gonna think we recorded these episodes on the same day, but we didn't.
We did not. We really did not.
Yeah. Well, it has been a week, maybe. According to the time travel
technically,
rules that we have.
Technically, this would be episode 3 of Arc 4, so they wouldn't be expecting this episode to be recorded the same day as the last one anyway. But what they don't know is that we didn't record episode 1 and episode 2 on the same day.
Actually, if they
But
listen
also
to the
they don't
entirety
know
of the
the
last
entire-
episode, they would know that. I spent 10 minutes talking about hey guys, I know I left. I apologize. I'm back. I brought the milk.
That's
It's all good.
true. That's true. Fair point.
Anyway, speaking of time travel shenanigans, I have a cool pocket watch here. It comes from Ancient Historians of the Lands Beyond, and I am now using it to hypnotize one of you to do the history review.
But see, here's the thing. I closed my eyes.
I looked away.
Oh no, I hypnotized myself. I guess I'm doing it today.
Good.
Ahem. Last time on Not a Scratch, we left our heroes beginning the episode saving a farm housed by some random Pokemon named Keldeo. Oh wait, that Keldeo? Maybe? Who knows? This Keldeo meets up with the Swords of Justice, who are all like, whoa, you're legit. And Keldeo's like, no, I'm not. And after some pep talks from our friends, they go into town, basically, for Keldeo to try the guild tryout. Potentially the first of its kind? Who knows? As they continue on, and more time is spent in this new world, our heroes to find out that they're not able to be seen by anyone except Keldeo, at least so far. None of the town's members, none of the Swords of Justice, none of them are able to notice our heroes except for Keldeo. Keldeo does test number 1. It's a quiz. A quiz? That sounds familiar. Keldeo passes that. Quest number 2 is an adventure searching scavenger hunt like thing. A scavenger hunt thing? That sounds familiar. And then we left off with test number 3, which, if you caught the pattern by now, is a battle. A battle between who? Keldeo versus all of the Swords of Justice. And may I remind you, there are 3 of them versus 1 Keldeo, and a bunch of people eating popcorn in the stands, being like, yeah, let's go Keldeo.
This is true.
Did I miss anything?
Nope.
That about sums it up.
We've been encouraging Keldeo the whole time. That's about it.
Basically, yeah.
Well, I mean, Ralph was doing a little more than encouraging, but we won't
That's
talk
true.
about that.
He did offer to cheat, and then didn't realize that he doesn't remember any of the test answers anyway.
I can help you cheat. I don't know the answers, but you can listen to what I say, not do that. That'll be something, right?
Are we going back to the Arc 3 moral dilemma, or Arc 2 moral? Is it Arc 2 or Arc 3? It was Arc 2, wasn't it?
Which moral
I believe
dilemma
it was
was
Arc
this?
2.
The big moral dilemma.
There's a lot of-
That was Arc 2.
That caused Kyle to shun me.
Oh yeah, that was
The
Arc 2.
entire arc. That was Arc 2.
So, unless you guys have anything to add, we can jump into the story. Anyone? Anything?
Jump into the story. That seems kind of weird. Try that again.
That's not right.
Well, I just want to make sure that you guys are good before we do the thing.
Okay.
What thing?
Well, we could try. I don't know. Let me reference my notes here. Let me say this phonetically, of course. Div on in. Okay, we've divined our div. So where we last left off, it's a fight between the Swords of Justice and this Keldeo person. Dun 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 dun. This is not the music that is playing now, unless there's a song that sounds remarkably like this. We could do one of two things.
You know,
We
you
could
could
either-
probably find some Gen 5 music that sounds close enough.
There's probably a Gen 5 music thing that's available for this. We could do one of two things. Either A, we could go step by step through this battle, or B, all 3 of us just roll a bunch of die and we see what the heck happens. Which option would you guys like?
I'm trying to think, for the listeners at home, do we want to give them the full experience, or do we want to give them the abridged version of this battle? Considering it's a guild tryout battle, and we all know what the end result is going to be regardless of what happens.
Do we?
I think
I
an
think we
abridged-
do.
I'm in favor of an abridged version. That's just me.
Yeah, you've seen 1 guild tryout battle, you've seen 2 guild tryout battles, you've seen them all.
You've seen them all, exactly.
Alright, with that being said, I'm gonna need both of you to roll for initiative, except not really.
We're just rolling a d20 then?
Yeah, so what I'm going to do here is... I have 2 sets of dice here, that's perfect. Okay, let me grab set number 2. You guys can pick Verizian, Cobalion, Terrakion. Each of you get 1.
I feel
would
like
you
it
to
makes
be?
sense if we each take our code name.
Yes. I'll take Terrakion.
I'll take Verizian.
Alrighty then. That means I am Cobalion and Keldeo at the same time. I'm gonna need all of us to roll initiative. Our initiatives, for simplicity's sake, is gonna be a d20 rather than actually contemplating things. So let's do this.
Oh, okie dokie.
Verizian do be slow.
Terrakion got a 17.
Verizian got a 9.
Okay, so we start off with Cobalion on this. Now we're doing an abridged version, so what I am going to do is we're just gonna roll to see if it hits. Yeah, we'll roll to see if it hits. Just any move, and we'll describe the battle from there. So that'll hit Terrakion. Can you roll for me? Actually, all of us are gonna roll eventually, so we might as well do it now.
D20.
Yeah, just any D20, and tell me if it's above a 5.
It is very above a 5.
Is it a 20?
No, it's a 19.
Okay. Muhammad, you as well. Sorry.
Alright. Verizian rolled a 5 exact.
Okay. So you guys are sitting back, and you guys remember your guild tryouts, and I think at this point, both of you have kind of put into place this idea of like, okay, this is going to be a battle sort of thing. Right?
Yep.
Well, yes.
Okay. As you put that, you're like, alright, let's see who goes first, and who goes second, and all that sort of thing. You hear a bell ring by, who was the slowest in this party? Verizian? Verizian is kind of sitting back, rings a bell, and immediately all 3 of these Pokemon charge in for a quick attack at the same time.
Wait, that's illegal.
Keldeo is caught off guard and gets hit. I'm going to need all 3 of the enemies in this case to roll a d20.
Okie dokie. Terrakion has gotten a 13.
Verizian's got 7.
And I have an 11, so 13, 7, 11. Keldeo takes 31 points of damage from this, and gets hit back, hits the wall, and kind of stands up very caught off guard, like, oh, wow, that was different. Terrakion comes out, if you want to fight with us, you're gonna have to fight dirty.
Use a spread move. Use a spread move.
Alright, all of us roll d20s again.
Okie dokie. 13.
8.
Okay. Cobalion charges forward again, same sort of quick attack, and Keldeo is able to dodge this one. But then, as it tries to start up its own attack, Terrakion and Verizian hit it from the side, taking... both of you guys roll d20 again.
Okay. 3.
Muhammad, you as well?
10.
10, okay.
I can't wait for you to go back and post and realize that you just...
Sorry,
didn't catch
probably.
it.
That's another 13 points of damage, and Keldeo is getting bodied here. Roll again, d20.
Okie dokie.
Keldeo just hasn't even been able to get a move off.
7.
9.
Again, same sort of strategy in mind. Cobalion charges forward. Keldeo dodges. Verizian and Terrakion are both charging in from the sides again. This time, Keldeo takes both of its hooves, like spreads them apart, and you see bubbles shooting out of both of them, hitting Verizian and Terrakion.
It's alerting!
I need everyone that made a hit to roll d20.
Oh boy, nice.
So the 7 also rolls, correct?
Yes, yeah. So if it's
okay.
above a 5,
Gotcha.
we're calling it a hit.
That's a 5.
Verizian got 19.
-5, -19, more damage is being done. Keldeo does 15 damage to both Terrakion and Verizian.
Alright.
Now Keldeo is starting to get into the groove of things, but still getting hit around here. So roll again.
1.
Okay. What did I get? A 5 again.
Oh, this could be it. This could be where the battle turns.
You see Keldeo get a very focused look on its face. Both of you roll perception. Kyle, roll with advantage.
Okay.
19, baby.
12.
18, actually. 18.
Okay, so Ralph, you notice the aura thing that in real life that Kyle noticed previously, although you don't know this as of now. You notice that sort of thin outline around Keldeo start to spurt out again, and you're seeing this for the first time. Kyle, you notice this, and notice not only that, Keldeo's horn seems to be glowing even brighter than it was before.
Interesting. This is throwing me off, since, you know, I feel like there's nothing really about Keldeo, at least not, you know, in like the decks or anything that would indicate something like this happening, but sure. Cool. Kyle's excited. Kyle sees the aura again. Kyle knows something's about to go down.
All of you guys...
Ralph is like, oh, okay.
both of you guys missed, correct?
Yes.
So...
Verizian rolled a nat 1.
Yes.
Okay.
5.
So I'm gonna need Verizian to roll a d20.
Oh, 11.
Okay, so Verizian loses 11 points from its own missed attack, and then you see Keldeo, now triple team, very focused, starts running towards the wall. And then you see Keldeo run up the wall,
I like
putting
where this is headed.
putting indents in the wall where each of its steps are.
I like where this is going.
Running up, basically jumping, doing a backflip. Blue water flashes around it as it uses Aqua Jet and just ping pong balls around the three of them.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
We'd
wow.
love to see that.
So I am going to roll damage now.
I don't know why it shocks me that Keldeo could learn Aqua Jet, but that is still sick.
It's amazing.
Okay. So ping pongs around all of them. It deals 19 damage to everyone, and Verizian for its nat 1 also. Actually, no, we counted that previously. Never mind. Deals 19 damage to all of them. This fight is unlike anything you've ever seen. For one thing, all of them are going at each other at the same time. There's no turns, nothing. Just multiple moves being used at the same time. This is wild.
It's like the anime. This is great.
What's an anime? Anyway, go ahead and roll d20s again.
Aim for the horn. I got a 10.
Did you roll, Mansour?
Oh, my bad. Let me do that again. 4.
Okay. So Cobalion nat 1s, and so it takes 18 points of damage as it tries to use its horn to pick up Keldeo and just sticks it into the ground in front of its feet instead. What were your rolls again?
4.
Verizian rolled 10.
Okay. So Terrakion starts to charge, misses, and starts running towards the stands where you guys are. The stands, I guess, the side of the wall. Before slowing down and heading to a stop, basically a foot in front of you guys, like, sorry about that. Meanwhile, Verizian...
Kyle has a perplexed look on his face. Kyle's like, wait a minute.
I thought we didn't exist.
Oh shoot, never mind. My apologies for that. No, ignore that.
Okay, for a half second,
Actually, no, forget that. Terrakion does say sorry.
What?
Huh.
I thought I was incorporeal.
Yeah, that makes sense in my world, and based on their character. He does say sorry. If you guys want to roll insight to see why he says sorry, you can.
I think Kyle is very curious, although I feel like Muhammad, I know the answer.
Ralph has no idea, and Mansour also has no idea.
Insight is what, smart?
Yeah.
Are we both rolling for that?
I mean, I'm rolling.
Let me make sure. No, sorry, insight is beauty.
Yeah.
Well, either way, I rolled a 16, so either way I pass. It's either a 15 or a 17.
Ralph, if you want to.
Sure. I'll roll for beauty. I got a 6.
Okay. Ralph, you're like, oh my gosh, he sees us, he knows us. It sees us, it knows us, it's all over. We're done. It's finished.
I'm corporeal.
Kyle, meanwhile, you start to get a look inside Terrakion's self, and you feel this sense of it's putting up this state of bravado, but now that it's sort of isolated, you can see Terrakion is that type of Pokemon, that type of person that really puts themselves down in a way of trying to... They put a face in front of their sort of experience to... how do I say it? Like,
insecure.
Be more brave to other people, and then either puts themselves down so that they can bounce back up higher. That sort of feeling. If that makes any sense.
Very hard on itself.
Yes, it's very hard on itself, using that either as motivation to do better next time, or as a, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm letting people down again type of feeling.
Gotcha. Yeah. Super self-critical.
So it's basically saying it to itself. That was the case. Verizian takes a step back and basically starts swinging its head back and forth as leaves start to appear and shoot at Keldeo.
I did only roll a 5 for damage, so...
Correct, yeah. So they kind of just graze Keldeo. But they hit nevertheless. Keldeo decides, hey, strategy worked last time, let's do it again. And this time goes up in the same spots as it was before. Same strategy, not as effective, dealing 11 damage to Cobalion and Verizian. Terrakion, having missed, is way out in the middle of nowhere.
Do any of these Pokemon look tired yet? Like, have any of them broken a sweat?
All of them have broken a sweat, basically. That's it, though.
Okay.
Okay.
They got a healthy workout in. That's about it.
It's
so
not
far.
over. They've just been sparring to this point.
Terrakion is the only one of the three that doesn't look like they've broken a sweat yet.
Oof.
And Keldeo's gotten some work in.
Keldeo's looking tired, and the other two look like they've broken a sweat, if you want to describe it like that.
Yeah, gotcha.
All right, roll d20s again.
Okie dokie. 5.
3.
Taraki's just not doing well.
All right, Terrakian tries to charge again. Varisian tries to use their magical leaves again, and they just narrowly miss each other, skewing both of their attacks out of the way.
Let's go
If you would
Bellion.
like, both of you could make an insight check. It's up to you if you're focused enough on. Make a beauty roll, either insight or perception, whatever. It doesn't. They're both the same at the end of the day.
Sure.
Make that, and then pick a Pokemon on the battlefield.
I will make. Oh, it's a 6, so it doesn't matter what I think.
Yeah, I rolled a 5.
Pick a Pokemon anyway, though.
Keldeo.
I feel like Kyle's gonna focus in on Keldeo here too.
Okay, both of you look at Keldeo. Keldeo, again, you see that same sort of aura thing. It's sputtering at this point, but Keldeo looks focused. Keldeo's fighting. Yeah.
Cool.
Speaking of fighting, it is now a one-on-one with Cobalion versus Keldeo. Both of them using double kick as they just kind of Dragon Ball Z-esque fight each other. Just that sort of feel. And then you see each of them get a couple blows in. Cobalion deals 17 damage.
Keldeo deals 3.
And Keldeo deals 7. Alright, d20s again. We're getting close to it. Keldeo is looking hurt.
Uh-oh. This isn't gonna help. Arisian rolled 18.
Roll. 1.
Nice.
Tarakin charges once again, and this time actually does hit the wall behind you. I need both of you guys to roll a performance check with advantage.
Cute. +1. Nat 20. Ooh.
Oh, not 20!
Oh my god.
No kidding.
It's
Okay.
My first roll was a 17, and I was like, okay, and then the second one was a nat 20.
I rolled
So-
a nat 20 first roll.
So both of you guys see Tarakin charging at you. What is your instinct? Do you think about the fact that you're incorporeal? Yeah, that's right. Do you both of you guys think about the fact that you're not visible and throughable, or do you just dodge out of instinct?
Well, we've established that Ralph believes that he is corporeal now for whatever reason. So his first instinct is duck.
Kyle, on the other hand, is pretty aware of the fact that, you know, it seems like he can't be touched. So Kyle just kind of tries to focus in on the battle past Terrakion in a hope that, like, focusing elsewhere will make him, like, fully, like, not like transparent, but like you know what I mean, like completely, like, what is the word for permeable, I guess?
Go throughable is what I have been saying so far.
Yeah. There's no. I don't think we have a word for that in English, and if we do, I don't know it.
Permeable?
That was
permeable
my
probably
guess.
is
That
the
was my
best.
guess. Yeah.
For phasing through something?
For being able to. Well, permeable is able to be, like, you know, penetrated,
Yeah.
not fully passed through. I don't think we have a word for something fully passing through another object. Just because in the physical world that makes no sense.
Incorporeal.
No, that's just not being, like, you know, in a physical body. That's different.
Okay, I need
Holographic.
Tarakin to roll recoil damage against itself as a nat 1.
Okay, what do I roll then?
20.
I need you to roll 2 d20s.
Oh,
Who?
a second d20. Wow.
Did it use double kick or something?
Well, no, because it rammed into the wall because you guys
An
dodged.
11 and a 9.
Okay, so it takes 20 points of damage to itself.
Oof.
As it basically just runs into the wall. Both of you guys are seeing through Tarakin, basically. Not like an internal body sort of thing, but just right through it.
I thought Ralph moved out of the way.
Ralph ducked, so I guess he's seeing through like the legs or something.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, so that is the case there. Cobalion misses. Keldeo Super Saiyans its Aqua Jet around itself and starts bouncing around again, hitting all of the Pokemon for 16 damage. And we roll another d20.
14.
Let's do the second roll. 16.
Okay, everyone hits, so everyone's gonna roll damage now.
Okay. Just 1d20?
Yeah, 1d20.
7.
9.
Okay, so we have -7, -9, -5. So at this point, all the battlefield has sort of smoked up by this point. It clears out to see all three of the Swords of Justice on one side and Keldeo on the other. Keldeo, with its eyes extremely focused, activates a Leer as it charges for an Aqua Jet, if that makes any sense. Like, Leer, the idea is like
we're
the sight.
playing by anime rules, baby.
So Keldeo just focuses its eyes very carefully, staring down Aqua Jets forward.
Keldeo just summoned Pot of Greed, which allows him to play an additional card from his deck.
That's the wrong TCG, my guy. Come on.
I'm aware, but it's a great video.
No.
And then you see on the other side, Virizion, Terrakion, and Cobalion kind of look at each other, nod, and you see...
Sacred Sword. Sacred Sword.
You see Virizion take a step back as Cobalion and Terrakion run to the walls behind it and does the same sort of climbing technique, jumping back and charging forward with a quick attack, basically in like a triangle formation, as Virizion starts shooting out magical leaps again. Keldeo tries to dodge a bunch of them, gets hit by some. As it takes a stop to let a magical leaf like matrix by it, you see it's at that exact point where Terrakion and Cobalion are slamming forward, and both of them quick attack Keldeo, just bang, takes the hit.
No.
He won't go down though. We're gonna go D20 one more time.
What an absolute workhorse. No? Okay.
Oh, I get it now.
Well, Virizion rolled a nat 20, so.
Well, and Rakian has rolled a nat 1.
The yin and the yang.
Okay, quick question just as a clarification thing. Has anyone rolled a nat 20 as a move yet? Beyond Virizion just now?
I don't. Unless someone rolled a nat 20 on your end, I don't think so.
Nope.
Okay, because the only nat 20 so far have been the performance checks, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Virizion gets extremely focused. And you see, sort of in front of it, the green sword on the door previously, sort of like a, not the actual sword itself, but sort of like a, I don't know, like a light emulating
like an
that
aura,
sword in front
like
of
an
it.
aura outline almost.
Like an outline of the sword itself. Virizion just goes, I'll finish this. And Virizion sort of manipulates that sword in a way, just kind of crunches it down and just holds on to this ball here. As Cobalion and Terrakion both notice what's going on, it's like, okay. And they start quick attacking, but not to attack, but sort of forcing Keldeo, like boxing Keldeo in. And so Keldeo is right in front of Virizion, about 15 feet away. And Virizion just, it's been real. Boom! And you see a beam of light just shoot out from where Virizion's, I guess, like, chest would be. Just shoots out in front of it. Beam of light
like
shooting towards Keldeo.
It's like a solar beam that what just happened?
And Keldeo gets hit with it. I'm going to need all of us to roll a d20.
Boy. What did I roll? An 8.
Virizion only rolled 6. Only 6.
And you see Keldeo just get hit by this. Just blast back. The quick attacks have now ended. Keldeo's pushed back towards the wall. Both of you make a perception check.
Let me double check. Yeah, I rolled 18.
18. Ralph, if you'd like to roll.
Okay, I'll roll. Yeah. I got an 8.
Okay. Ralph, you're just like, wow, big light.
Wow.
As you see this beam coming out from Virizion. I will tell you this, though, even with an 8, something's not right here, or something's not normal here. You're not sure what it is, but something's not normal.
Yeah, it's not a normal type move. It's not a normal type Pokemon. I wouldn't expect anything else.
Sure.
This isn't a hyper beam.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, Kyle, your focus is on Keldeo, as Keldeo just takes this hit. As the beam hits Keldeo, Keldeo just gets shot back and is trying to hold it back, with pretty solid resistance considering how long this fight has been. Slowly it gets closer and closer to Keldeo, basically, as it's about to hit. Then you notice a weird bounce in the beam, if that makes any sense. Like, it's getting closer and closer to Keldeo, shoots back a bit as if almost like some resistance is being put on it, to a sizable amount, to the point where, like, hey, that's a lot of power to shoot this back a good half a foot. Shoots back at Keldeo. Keldeo gets hit into the wall and Keldeo is down.
Oh no.
Caldio put up a fight, you know?
A really big fight. Yeah.
Caldio put up a fight.
You can see all of the Swords of Justice are now, like, panting at this point, like... Been a long time since we've done something like that, hey, Tarakin?
Yeah. What a fight. Version, you okay?
I'm fine. What a fight. Caldio is, unconscious, like, not badly hurt by any means, but definitely in fainted territory.
Yeah, like, take it out.
And Cavalian walks up to Caldio, gives Caldio some sort of berry, and Caldio shoots back up, like, are we done? Do I still go again? You can see, like, one of its hooves is ready for a double kick in case the battle is still going. Like, I got a foot. Yeah, you want me to? And Cavalian just nods, like, what a fine fight, my friend. Oh, thanks. Looks at you guys like, was I actually good?
Kyle is like Kyle this whole point is just giving him a thumbs up and like nods like good job. Kyle is giving him a standing ovation. Kyle is just like bravo.
Ralph is giving, you know, like the meme, you might not know this meme, but the meme of like from How to Train Your Dragon 3 where Hiccup is giving Toothless like the double thumbs up with the like really weird grin. Like that's what Ralph is doing. Just like good job.
Manaphy at this point has gone full cheerleader, and it's like it somehow has bubble pom-poms, if that makes any sense. Like, okay, yeah, Keldo, that is for Keldo. Like, getting this, roll dumb luck.
Nat 20 dumb luck.
Yeah, nat 20 dumb luck.
See, you joke, but I got an 8.
Neither of you guys have any idea where Manaphy is getting these props from at this point. Like, yeah, it's a bubble, but like, how does Manaphy know what a pom-pom is?
Kyle is not questioning anything about this child. Kyle questions nothing. Kyle's just like, you know what? This child is, it's the child.
Go for it.
It's legendary or mythical.
I assume that means something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I think the word in the clue was the mythical child, right? Sure, the ocean rival. That
mythical.
the mythical child. Yeah.
Yeah. All the Swords of Justice start eating like a berry real quick. And all of them are boosted back up basically to full health. And Cavalian, after like being really impressed, gets like a stoic look on his face and is like, exit the door and you will be told your results. You can tell Cavalian is like trying to hold back a smile.
Let's go.
Wrong
Okay. So
franchise.
You guys head out back the door. Gabalion, Verizian, Tarakian follow all of you guys. Get back into their throne room seats and just look at Keldio. Keldio's like, yeah, so, 1, 2, 3. I'm assuming the 3 were it, right? Are we good?
Well, you have put forth an effort that is surprising, to say the least. Yeah, no kidding, man.
See, Tarakian's like rolling its shoulders, like,
Oh my gosh. Think you popped my shoulder back in from that battle a couple weeks ago, huh? Remember that, Verizian?
Verizian just stares at Tarakian like, please.
Yes, you were remarkably surprising.
Yeah.
Vocabulary.
Sure. So results now, or do I go? Is there like a board that goes up with all the different people that are like, hey,
A board.
like you scored 74 points, that sort of thing?
We must delegate. Come back tomorrow, and we'll have a decision for you then.
And Cavalian, Tarakian, Verizian all give that sort of impression, like, okay, you can go now. Bye bye. Caldio starts walking out the door.
Yeah,
gonna
Kyle
follow
is in hot
Keldio.
pursuit.
Caldio walks out the door, sort of confident, like, yeah, okay, I put forth my best effort. Door swing open, Caldio walks out, you guys get past, door closes. As soon as the door closes, Caldio just falls to the ground like, oh my gosh.
Woo! 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 Okay, that was a thing. Whoa. Yeah,
So, I feel kind of lightheaded.
Kyle's just giving Keldio the look of I told you so.
Ralph is
That was-
like, buddy, you did fantastic, and all you can do now is just go home, relax, take your mind off of it, and then just come back tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess
I'll do that. Do either of you guys have a place to stay?
No.
Kyle's shaking his head.
You're welcome to stay at my place. I'll go home and start cleaning up a bit. I'll make a couple beds for you guys. If you'd like to explore the town, you can, or head back. It's up to you guys. I'm heading straight home though. I need a breather.
I look at Kyle and I'm like, what do you want to do?
Trying to think, what does Kyle want to do here?
Kyle's the one controlling where I go. Everywhere.
I think
I
Kyle
mean, you guys
wants
can
to-
split up, of course. You guys know where Keldio's home is, so you
Yeah.
can always head back whenever you want to.
That's true.
Kyle, I think, wants to explore the town a bit, so Kyle's just gonna give Keldeo the run along, we'll be fine kind of gesture. Just like, go. Rest.
All right, Ralph, are you doing the same? Heading back with Keldio?
I guess I'm going to go with Kyle.
All right, sweet. Because it's like, cool. Make sure you get out before. Make sure you get out of town before dusk, because the gates will close and for intruder purposes and stuff like that. So as long as you can get out before dusk, you're good.
Sounds good.
Kyle
So you
just
guys
gives a
walk out.
thumbs up.
You guys walk out. It's probably around, you'd feel like 4, 5-ish, something like that. Sun is pretty high in the sky. You feel like, I got maybe 2 hours or so before it gets to the point where you have to start concerning yourself with heading back home.
But do we? Because
Do
we
you?
could just, the gate closes, but we could just walk through the gate.
I don't think
It's
you know
up-
how gates work.
It's up to you guys.
What do you mean you
Um,
don't think that's how gates work?
Because gates close and you can't walk through them.
We could pass through anything.
Oh, wait, we're in Corporeal, right. Probably.
Yeah. So Galdio starts heading back to its home, to their home. Sorry. You guys are free to explore the town at your whimsy. Is there anything you're looking for in particular, or?
Kyle
I'm just gonna
definitely
look
wants
around.
to. All right, Ralph's doing that. Kyle wants to figure out, what's causing all of this, unease and tension in the town, because there's something going on.
That's a good point.
Okay. Ralph, are you still just sort of sightseeing?
I am looking around, but I am just following Kyle with whatever he does.
Okay, so Kyle takes the lead. Manaphy is now back inside the bag. It seems Manaphy wants to take a nap.
Well, fine.
With all of the effort that Manaphy put in towards supporting Keldeo, Manaphy's like, all right, I'm done. Good night.
Good night.
And Ralph is kind of sightseeing around. So Kyle, since you're doing more purposeful looking, I'm going to ask you to roll investigation. And
Aha! Smack.
Ralph, you're kind of just more of a sightseeing-ish, so I'll have you roll perception.
Okay, doesn't really matter at this point.
Can I reroll?
3.
I got 5.
Ralph has seen a total of half a thing throughout this entire episode.
I think your focus is still so much on that castle, and in your head, you're not really looking. You say you're sightseeing, and after seeing the first regular-looking wooden house, you're like, okay, but that castle, though. What is the significance of that castle? And you try to spend so much time on that, you don't actually do any sightseeing. Investigation with a, what was it, a 5?
5.
A 5. As you continue to explore, you get that same feeling of people are trying to operate as if everything is normal, but there is something that is not normal here. You're not sure what it is, you're not sure why, you're not sure if it's caused by you, not caused by you, if it was here to begin with, like it had you guys not come here, would the same unease existed, or would it have been there anyway, and this is just kind of something that's happening in the world right now. Nothing really.
We don't have anything really. No, still, none of the town's Pokemon could see us, right?
Presumably not.
Hmm.
If you guys would like to roll something to figure that out.
Well, because I think what Kyle's gonna do, right, is every good town has a town square. I assume there's a town square,
Yeah, it's basically behind the castle.
like center of town, right?
Yep, again behind the castle.
Yeah, I think Kyle's gonna head there and try and eavesdrop on some conversation.
Okay.
See if he can pick up, a clue.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys head there. Both of you guys roll something.
Don't need a stealth roll because we're invisible.
I need both of you guys to roll a history check.
Ooh. 0. Addition.
Do I?
Nat 20!
Excuse me, sir? I got a 17
Finally.
and I was excited.
Finally,
Okay.
Ralph knows nothing this entire episode and now knows everything.
You mean this entire series?
Probably the series, correct.
So you head into the town square. Kyle, you're looking around the Times Square trying to eavesdrop on people. Ooh, this will be fun. Kyle, you're looking around trying to look at some people, and you notice that a lot of people aren't speaking the language you guys speak. For simplicity's sake, we'll call it English, but
They're speaking some
it's basically like
ancient
it's like in
Poke
D&D. There's Common, which is supposed to be
Right.
like the English.
Yeah.
There's not really. I don't. I will forget the fact that it's Common, so we'll just say English for now. But interpret this as you would like to, audience. A lot of Pokemon here. A lot of them speak English, or Common, whatever you want to call it. But there's a lot of Pokemon here that aren't speaking that.
What are they speaking?
Some different language. Kyle, you know that this is sort of like an ancient language, I guess, or ancient is the wrong word. This is a very old language that at this point has pretty much died out.
Yeah, no one really speaks it, and I'm assuming Kyle doesn't know it.
Kyle doesn't know it. Ralph,
Why?
you've been studying a
Why?
lot recently.
Why?
Book of Myths, baby.
The Book of Myths, your research projects from back of your guild days,
Yup.
a little bit of knowledge here and there from the classes that you actually listened to, some weird poetry background that you pulled out of nowhere, even though Kyle's the poet. Doesn't matter. Just, I don't know, you are a poet, right? Whatever. Some
No.
poetry, regardless of all that. And somehow, and I'm going to have you write this down on your sheet now, you can understand this language. Well, if you want to call it the ancient language, go ahead, whatever you want to feel like calling it. But you can understand this language.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what's the name of the language?
Up to you if you want to give it a name or not. I don't have a name in mind, but
Can understand
Old
Oldish.
English.
Calling it Oldish.
okay, oldish.
Yes, the newest spin-off of Blackish. Oldish.
Oh my god.
But you can understand oldish. Kyle, you're just kind of looking around like, okay, that guy doesn't know, that guy doesn't know, and Ralph, you just stop for a second as they're talking, and you're like, I know what they're saying. Wait,
Oh,
what
are they saying?
Most of them are just talking about their day in sort of a quicker way. But the fact that you're
Yeah.
understanding them, despite explicitly, it's making sounds and phrases that have no correlation, no corresponding thing in English, or in Common, I guess. But you understand this clear as day.
Everything.
You're just like, wait a minute. Now, Kyle doesn't know this, obviously, but if you would like to tell him, it's up to you.
I look at Kyle with like wide, buggy eyes, and I'm just like, I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the fact that I'm a ghost, but I understand everything they're saying, even though I've never heard it before.
Kyle just gives him this look of like, excuse me?
Apparently the phrase for that in Oldish is gooba gubba.
Oh, gosh.
Kyle's listening around, trying to hear if someone makes those sounds.
So you hear, how am I gonna do this? Got it. I have an idea. Okay, so, Kyle, you hear someone say, okay, that should be good enough. You hear someone say, basically the oldish version, yeah, I was at the Apple store over there and I picked up an apple. You hear the oldish version of that, which is some weird sort of dialect thing that post-production me will be able to do. And they go to pull out the apple. Ralph, you hear this at the same time, and I think you just basically like say what they're saying. So you're
Yep.
so you're just basically, if you want to say it, I don't know.
I'll change the phrasing of it. Gooba geesh.
Gooba geesh. So you basically I feel like you would tell Kyle like, yeah, that person over there.
Yeah, you're
that Pokemon-
translating. You're
Yeah, you're
not.
translating it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll say, well, what those two fine young people are talking about is one of them went to the Apple store and found an apple, and then the one just said, "Excuse me,"
Yeah, and you
in an
see,
incredulous tone.
and you see, as Ralph is translating this, the one Pokemon that was talking pulls out an apple from their bag and points over to a store where you can see a bunch of apples being sold, basically as proof, like, hey, I do know this.
Kyle is shell-shocked. Kyle, for once, is both speechless and expressionless.
Kyle's just like, what?
Kyle's just like blankly staring at the dude talking with the apple and like looking back and forth between that dude and Ralph.
I just completely understand everything, and I'm just like, yeah. And then he complains about the texture and the hardness of the apple, and they weren't as sweet as they were yesterday. And then his friend is sympathizing and understands why that might be frustrating for them.
Yeah. So,
And Kyle
Basically
is
like that.
still speechless, expressionless. Kyle's just like
what?
Kyle's mind is just shorted. That he just kind of shakes his head and starts walking out of the center of town in the direction of Keldio's barn.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, how would you start to like this place? Oh, all right.
Kyle's just like walking away, like shaking his head, like I cannot believe that this guy of all people. Oh my god, what is happening?
All right. So you guys
Kyle's
continue-
pride has just been hit. Kyle's supposed to be the knowledgeable one, and all of a sudden, like Ralph is out here, like, yeah, no, I know what this is. Like, huh? Excuse me? No, this is not how this goes. Absolutely not.
You're the dumb one, and I'm the smart one. That's what happens. That's how it works.
I mean, yes, not in those words, but your words,
Yes.
not mine.
Not like that, but like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So, at the very least, Kyle starts heading back. Ralph, are you sticking around, or are you gonna head back as well?
I guess I'm heading back because I don't want to be here alone.
Okay.
Damn.
Sure.
Wow. Okay. Fine.
All right.
Be that way, Ralph.
So you guys start heading back to Keldio's place. You're there well in advance of time. Keldio, you can see back at the barn, has started patching the holes, I guess. There are a couple of soft... the best way to describe them, you'll sort of get this, Maha, because you've played Blue Rescue Team. But if you just want to look up like Pokemon Rescue Team beds, it's like a almost like a nest in a way.
It's a pile of hay on the
It's
ground.
a pile of hay on the ground, but it's organized in a way that's very comfortable.
That is a pile of hay on the ground.
Basically, yeah. And if you haven't played the games, that's the best way to describe it. It's almost like a large nest that these Pokemon can sleep at.
Yeah.
So yeah, Keldeo has fixed up the beds, is starting to patch up the barn, primarily like the holes that are above the bed in case it rains tonight. Keldeo looks to you guys like, oh, hey, I guess you're back. That was quick. Did you find what you were looking for?
I say in
Kyle
Elvish-
just-
Yes, we did.
Kyle, were you saying anything?
I was gonna say Kyle just like turns to Ralph, just like I don't know. Did we like get with the look of like you're the one you're the one talking here? As Ralph is
I
saying
tell
that.
him I tell them in Oldish. We found out that I apparently can speak this language, and that's about it.
Huh.
Does Keldeo speak this language?
Keldeo does not speak this language. Keldeo looks at you like, huh? Oh wait,
You-
no, I recognize a few of those words. You speak Oldish?
Apparently, I do.
Huh.
I learn new things about myself every day.
That's wicked. You're out of town though. Oldish is kind of our empire thing. Alright, cool.
It's more like a working knowledge.
I gotcha. Keldeo also has like small plates of a little bit of food, nice dinner for all three of you guys. It's like, yeah, if you guys would like to eat, we can. If I don't know if you want to sleep early or anything like that. Up to you guys. I'm gonna hit the hay early though.
Kyle's gonna head over to the table with the plates of food and put down his bag, take Manaphy out the bag, put a plate in front of Manaphy, put a plate in front of himself, and just start eating like silently,
Oh,
Kyle is still just shell shocked. Kyle just cannot believe what's happening.
Ralph will delightfully help himself to food.
Manaphy looks at the berry, kind of sniffs it a little bit. Ow. As it starts eating all of the foods available. You guys have a nice dinner. Head to sleep.
Yep.
Yeah. Do I do it today? Both of you guys roll any die. Tell me odd or even.
I will roll my d4. It's even.
I got a 3 on a D100. That in and of itself is an accomplishment.
Okay. You both go to sleep, and you feel that sensation of the dream coming back. Like you feel like, oh, okay, here comes one of those dreams. Here we go.
Oh no.
And then it just cuts off.
Oh, great. I kind of like it here.
So like you phase like, okay, phasing in, up. Looks like I'm heading to one of those dreams that tells the future and the past and the present at the same time, and then just blink.
Sorry, I spaced out for a second. Is this both of us or just Ralph?
Both of you.
Okay, yeah.
Amazing.
But so that's a thing that happens. And then you guys wake up. Keldeo is not there. Manaphy is kind of just. Manaphy is out like a light, just.
Aw.
You know, just normal baby sounds. You guys wake up though. I think both of you wake up at the same time though. It's a slight difference, but both of you wake up at roughly the same time.
It's like very clearly still nighttime, right?
It is. Yeah, it's like 3 in the morning. Very clear night.
And Kildo's
Okay.
not there?
And Keldeo is not there.
Where are they?
Hmm.
Kyle, you awake?
Kyle just like sits up and looks over, giving Ralph a
where's
look.
Keldeo?
Just like, what's up?
Where's Keldeo? Have you
Kyle
seen him?
just like looks around and looks back at Ralph and just like shrugs with this face like, you expect me to know?
I don't know, but the last time someone I knew disappeared, it became a whole 2-parter episode, and I didn't like that at all. So we have to go find Keldeo.
Kyle just like points at Manaphy and then like shoos Ralph like, go ahead. Like you go.
You're not coming?
Kyle once again points at Manaphy.
Is Manaphy
with
coming?
both arms, just like, look at this child.
You're staying to protect the
Bob.
kid. Okay, I guess I'll just go out.
Kyle, the entire time Ralph is talking, just like, go, you'll be fine, go.
Okay, neither of you better disappear, and I run out looking for Keldeo.
All right, so yeah, you start to head out, looking for Keldeo. Make a perception and investigation check.
Okay, perception. I got a 8. Great. And investigation, I got a 14.
Okay, we'll go investigation first. So you start using your skills. You're like, all right, let's pull out old Detective Ralph here. Let's figure this thing out. Looks around. You see Keldeo's footprints basically walking out of the barn and heading off into like the hillside that you guys came from, like behind the barn and way out there. But its feet start to get it disappears basically into the grass, so you can no longer track it at this point.
Okay.
You know it's heading in that direction.
Okay.
Perception-wise, you don't see anything unusual.
I'm gonna keep heading in that direction while calling out like softly, like Keldeo, Keldeo, where'd you go?
You continue walking in that direction, looking for Keldeo. Make another perception check.
I don't know how much luck we're gonna get here.
Is this well, actually?
Natural 20. Oh my god.
So, Ralph, you're walking. No, you're walking through this grassy area, and you feel it's calm, it's serene. Everything is calm, cool, and coordinated.
Yep.
And it's very peaceful. It's like it's that sort of weather you'd like to hear when you just want to do nothing for whatever time. So you just kind of, I will say this: you're not seeing Keldeo at this point, and you're in the middle of the field. Basically, you can see the edge of the barn behind you if you turned around. With a nat 20 perception, I'm going to tell you that whatever you do, it's going to be good. So with that said, right now as you're in the middle of this field, what do you think you would do to help try to find Keldeo?
I think it's a good question. I think I would try perhaps listening. I would try to listen to see, do I hear a rustling in the bushes in the grass? Do I hear their voice further away? If they're in trouble, maybe I'll try to listen for that.
Okay. You sort of just stand still, sit down, and what are you doing?
I stand still and close my eyes. So I can
You just
focus.
close your eyes and stand still, trying to listen for Keldeo. And you can hear the wind sort of rustling by the trees, the grass moving. You can feel the grass moving. You feel like you can hear the grass moving. And as you just go expand further and further out, you feel, that's the best way to describe it. You feel Keldeo in a certain direction. And before you even realize it, your hand is pointing about like 2 o'clock.
Use the force, Ralph.
Just kind of pointing in that direction, like that's it.
All right, I will head in that direction.
As you're walking, you're walking that way. Roll stealth.
Oh no.
If he has
Is
to
that
roll
cool?
stealth,
Roll stealth with advantage.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I don't know.
Okay, sure. And that one. Okay, let's roll again. With the
you can
advantage.
literally only improve your roll.
Yeah, and a 6.
Okay.
Well, it could be worse. It could have been a nat
Ralph
one.
is no Jedi. I'll tell you that.
So your finger's pointing in that direction without even thinking about it. You start running in that direction.
Yep.
This being Ralph.
This being Ralph, yes. You start running in that direction, and you run in that direction, and you feel as though this grassy area just continues to grow and grow and grow, as if like, oh, this is just a giant field. You see a couple of huge rocks that seem to have just spurred out of nowhere, like you're slowly approaching a mountainside or a countryside type thing. Taking no means to disguise yourself, you start rushing out that direction, and you see Keldeo looking away from you, sort of really focused, as it starts gearing up to seemingly do an attack. At this point, are you going to hide, or are you going to approach Keldeo, or are you going to do something else?
I'm gonna approach Keldeo, and I'm gonna go, Keldeo, what are you doing? What's going on?
I'll roll here. I need you to roll athletics.
Ooh, tough. Alright, +3. And I got a 6 plus 3 is 9. It's not enough.
Okay, well, so Keldeo, hearing you, and it's kind of spooks Keldeo, turns around and shoots a beam at you, of which it hits you and just sort of bounces off.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I hope I didn't wake you. I tried to go away from the barn.
Are you in trouble? What's going on?
No, I was just, practicing, I guess.
For what? The guild trial already happened.
I know, but I don't know. It feels, I don't know. It's just confusing. You wouldn't understand, I don't think.
Buddy. And I walk over and I sit down next to him. I mean, there's not a lot I don't understand. But I have a mother, and she understands a lot. And she has imparted a lot of her wisdom onto me. So, we've been through a lot together. You can tell me anything, and I won't judge you.
Okay, do you get the feeling something's wrong?
Only all the time.
Maybe I should explain a bit more. Roll? Don't roll, actually, never mind.
Okay.
I don't know, it just feels like something has changed with people.
What do you mean?
I don't know, it just feels like things aren't normal.
Keldeo, if there's one thing I know, it's that nothing is really normal. I think it is normal for nothing to be normal, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah, sure. And Keldeo just kind of leaves it at that.
Well, if nothing's wrong, how about I walk you back to your house so you can get a good night's rest, because you want to be prepared for tomorrow and whatever may come of it. You don't want to, if you do get into the guild, you don't want your first day to be all tired and frazzled. You want to be ready with energy, right?
Yeah, sure. And Keldeo starts walking back towards the barn with you in tow. If you want to roll something, you can. It's up to you.
Can I roll for friendship?
Unfortunately not. Jesus. If you want to pick anything, pick any of your skills if you'd like to roll them, or not. It's up to you.
Okay. I'll roll, I guess I'll roll, like, persuasion, just, like, in general. Like, how much did the conversation that I had with them actually, like, make a difference?
Okay. Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Okay. This is cute. +1. 14 plus 1 is 15. Ooh, yeah.
Okay. With persuasion of 15, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So your conversation has helped them sort of pick themselves back up. They feel better about whatever it was that was bothering them, but you can tell that it's still bothering them.
Oh.
Am
I missing some crucial detail here?
Not necessarily.
They never asked!
Yeah, as you guys are walking back, you did walk a different distance.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never asked. Okay, yeah, I know what you. Oops.
Okay, I'll give you one more thing.
Sure.
You have enough time to do one more check, I guess.
Sure. I'm just gonna ask Keldeo. By the way, I may have spoken in a lot of generalities back there, and I wasn't being very specific. What's wrong? What do you feel is wrong?
What type of roll is this?
Persuasion probably.
Uh,
Just to get them to tell me what's wrong.
so persuasion roll, I guess, is trying to persuade them. I don't know if this would be persuasion necessarily. Looking at the list, I guess insight.
Sure.
Insight or
Would that be-
investigation, I would argue.
Yeah.
So
One of
nothing
those
on
two.
investigation.
So
Probably
each of them will give different things. Investigation is more about their outwardly things, I guess is the best way to describe it. You can see how they interact and how they feel. Insight is
Right.
more about emotional. So you
All
can
right,
pick
let's do
which one.
insight. Let's do
Okay.
insight. All right, this is gonna suck. Once again, like a nat 20 right? 9. Aw.
You get the feeling that Keldeo isn't sure whether to trust you.
What? Okay. Is there any? Have we reached the barn at this point, or do I have time to say something?
No, you can still say something. You can see the barn at this point.
Okay. I kind of run up next to Keldeo and I go, I hope you know that, I only have your best interest at heart. I want you to succeed, and I want you to do well. I mean it.
I have your best interests at heart. The line everyone who does not have your best interests at heart says to make you think that they have your best interests at
That's
heart.
a good point, but still.
Keldeo looks at you kind of puzzled and then smiles and it's like, yeah, sure, thanks. And starts kind of heading back to the barn, continuing to do that.
I don't know what else to say here.
Kyle, are you still awake?
I think Kyle laid back down, but is kind of just awake, waiting for either Ralph to come back or for morning or like a worrying amount of time to pass.
Okay. Yeah, so about half an hour later or so, I feel like it would be a little less than half an hour later, Keldeo comes back in, and then Ralph comes back in. Ralph, how do you feel right now? Because however you feel, I think, especially after that conversation, Kyle can read it on your face. So how are you feeling?
Very unsure, very worried, almost like a little bit hurt that it feels like Keldeo doesn't fully trust us, or me at least. Combination of all those.
So Kyle, you're able to read that. If you would like to make a roll on Keldeo, you can.
I was gonna
Why
say,
not?
I feel like after seeing that, Kyle's just gonna kind of give Keldeo a look of like, what's happening here?
Roll. What do you think would be best in this situation?
I feel like this is like textbook insight rule, you know?
Gotcha.
Like I wish I could argue for something with a better modifier, but I really can't. It's all good, baby. At 11, we got something.
Okay, so Ralph doesn't know this. Keep that in mind. Ralph, your interpretation is that Keldeo doesn't know whether to trust you. Kyle, you look at Keldeo and you think Keldeo doesn't know if it can trust itself.
Oh.
Gotcha. Okay.
Poor
Nothing
guy.
we didn't know before.
All
right. Kyle is
okay,
very
so,
satisfied with this information.
No, it's not quite that. It's not whether Keldeo can trust itself in terms of a confidence thing or a mentality thing. It's more of Keldeo doesn't know if what it's seeing it's real.
If
What
we're
they're saying
real.
What's real and what's not is very confusing to Keldeo at this point.
I mean, naturally. Okay. I feel like that is arguably even like less concerning for Kyle, because Kyle, like, I feel like has a good handle on the situation that's happening. Kyle doesn't know why, but Kyle knows what's up. So I think Kyle's just gotta kind of close his eyes and start to go back to sleep, seeing that everyone's back and everyone's in more or less a normal state of mind.
Okay, Ralph, you too.
Ralph is like, I don't know what's going on. I need to get my sleep. So I'm just gonna wish them both a good rest of the night and I go back to bed.
Okay, you guys go back to bed. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Insert cockadoodle-doo noise here. It's bright, it's early, it's morning. The sun is just fully available, if that makes sense.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, and you guys wake up roughly at the same time again. It is now morning-ish. What's the game plan today?
Well, I think the game plan is Keldeo's got to go see the Swords of Justice, and we are going to follow.
Yep.
Or at least Kyle is.
Agreed.
All right, so all of you guys start packing out breakfast, all good and dandy, and you guys head out to the castle. You reach the castle in the morning. It is open. All is good. You walk in again. Both of you guys make either perception or insight.
Here we go again. And I got a 3.
Is this as we're walking through the town, or is this...
As you're walking through the town.
Alright, I rolled a 10, and
A 10 for
I think
perception or insight?
I'm going for insight.
Insight. People feel worse. It is no longer... It has turned from everyone is acting like things are fine and dandy, but have this sense of dread, to everyone is starting to crack, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no.
Like,
no,
they're
I
like,
know.
thank you for the business. Sure, that sort of feeling. Like,
Yeah.
everything's getting slower.
Everyone has gone from
kind of-
slightly on edge to teetering.
Yeah. Like, the pandemic.
Well, from nothing is a problem, I'm going to believe it, to nothing is a problem, I think I believe this, if that makes any sense.
Oh, much less extreme than I thought, but okay.
Yeah, not, but you can sense that shift as you guys continue to walk into the castle. Head into the castle, you go through the castle. Again, I'm going to offer it, if you'd like to, if you want to explore any of the rooms that you pass by, you can. It is up to you or not.
Kyle at least doesn't want to. Kyle's not in control of Ralph as a character, as a teammate.
Ralph, are you going to follow Keldeo, or...?
I'm following Keldeo.
Okay, so all of you guys follow Keldeo back in. The doors are closed. Keldeo kind of knocks. Doors open again. You see the Swords of Justice sitting there. All fine and dandy.
So they're not worried like the townsfolk.
You can roll another insight if you'd like to see how they feel.
I would like to, considering the shift in gear.
And I have no idea what's happening.
That's a 13.
Even though I can speak the language.
With a 13, they seem fine.
Okay.
Yeah, and the Swords of Justice sitting on their thrones, I guess, get up, and all three of them bow to Keldeo. Congratulations, you've joined us. Welcome to the Swords of Justice.
Woohoo!
Keldeo's like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Very, very excited, and all is fine and dandy. You see there's like next to Verizian at this point is a much smaller chair, but definitely fitting Keldeo. Like,
Aww.
yeah, so we made this very quickly. Apologies for that. My skills with woodwork aren't as good as they are normally because somebody wants to continue fighting all the time. Stares at Tarakian. Look, it's kind of important for us to keep our game up because we gotta, do the missions and stuff like that, okay? Woodworking is fine if you've got time, but we don't have time. Right, Verizian? Sure. And Keldeo's like, that's great. What now? Do I just sit on the chair for 8 hours? Oh, well, no, I mean, this is usually where we meet. This was just kind of a formal thing. We're actually gonna head out now to do our first early mission, kind of like a scout of the town if you want to join us. Oh, sure, yeah. Keldeo looks at you guys like, you coming or staying or floating around? What you doing?
Kyle is gonna give Keldeo like the same shooing of like go, 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 but is going to follow him.
Yeah, likewise. Just without the
Okay.
shooing motion.
Yeah. So yeah, they start to head out, and you see Tarakian head in one direction, Verizian head in the other, and Gabalion motions to Keldeo like, "You're joining me today. We're gonna work things out ourselves." And who are you following? Are you following Tarakian, Verizian, or Gabalion and Keldeo?
Valiant and Keldeo.
See, here's the thing. I feel like Kyle would be like really interested to follow Verizian.
Okay.
Considering the whole
I
connection.
want to boost friendship stats, so I will follow Valiant and Keldeo.
Okay. So Kyle, you're gonna head with Verizian with Manaphy, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the child stays with me.
Yeah. Okay. So Verizian heads off in one direction. You follow them. I assume you motion to Ralph like, "Hey, I'm going this way. You stick with them. All good."
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, like whatever Ralph wants to do. Kyle at this point has relinquished all sort of, like
Control.
not control, not like sense of ownership, but like sense of responsibility over like Ralph's actions. It's like Ralph can take care of himself. He's a big kid. Let him do what he wants.
Freedom at last.
Cool. So you follow Verizian, Kyle. As you follow Verizian goes basically heading from townsperson to townsperson, just kind of like, hey, how's it going? Is everything good? Yeah. And anytime any problem comes up, Verizian's like, okay, let's think about this. How would you solve this issue from here? And da 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 da. You can see Verizian is much more of a logical Pokemon. Their thought process.
Kyle has made the choice that he likes.
Verizian's idea is always based on, all right, here are the rules in play, here are the materials in play, how can we make this fit into the puzzle? And then usually tries to solve it from that perspective. Any issues that come up, which are very minor at the end of the day, like two Pokemon want to split an apple and neither of them are, they're like, oh, I want the apple. No, I want the apple. Why don't you split it in half? Wow, that's great, thanks, Verizian. That sort of feeling. So that's the case.
I was kind of hoping that would go in more the direction of Verizian's going to be like, well, I'm going to eat the apple and see who screams first.
So that's the case with there. Cavalion and Keldeo are walking in a different direction. Ralph, as you're following along, you see Keldeo looks back at you, like with a confused look on its face for a second, shrugs and kind of motions for you to join, because if you're a bit farther back.
And we'll follow along.
Alright, so you three are in a line, although from Cabalion's perspective, it's just the you two, or just him and, or them and Keldeo. And they continue to go forth, and Cabalion's kind of explaining their role on days that they don't have major missions. Like, okay, so we go through the town, people have problems or something like that, we go make sure that we solve them. It's pretty straightforward. Be creative, use your own style. Each of us have a different style. You're with me today, we're going to show my style. You'll go with Verizian and Terrakion, learn their styles respectively, yada yada yada. And they continue to go through from there. You could see Cobalion is much from a world perspective. You guys won't know this obviously because you're in separate directions. But while Verizian is much more of, here are the pieces together, let's solve this like this and expedite the process like that. Cobalion is much more of a judge in that Cobalion sits back and lets them argue over it, bringing in points every now and then. Very, very slow compared to Verizian, but more of a, you can take ownership of your issue so that you two can solve it together type of feeling.
Deliberator.
Yeah, much more of a deliberator then.
Arbitrator.
Arbitrator, yeah. Yes.
Arbitrator. That's the right word.
A mediator.
Yes.
How many words can we throw out for the same thing?
Judge.
But you see that is the feeling that is brought up here. We're gonna flash forward real quick. So that's how today goes. Tomorrow, Keldeo goes with Verizian and follows that style. Do you two follow Verizian or do something else? I don't know if you're curious about the other.
I'll follow Verizian because I want to be with Keldeo.
Kyle is sticking with Verizian. Just Verizian.
Okay. So you guys follow Verizian. Verizian explains their perspective on how things work. Flash forward to the next day. Keldeo goes with Terrakion. Ralph, I assume you're following with Terrakion.
Yep.
And Kyle, you are...
Kyle's still following Verizian because Kyle wants to see, like, hey, Verizian thinks like I do. What's going on around here? Because everyone's on edge. Kyle's trying to pick up hints.
So as you're continuing along, each of these days goes by, and you feel that sense of everybody being on edge becoming more and more and more extreme. Or not extreme, but like it goes from, everything is fine, there might be an issue, but I don't care. Everything is fine, there might be an issue, I probably care. Everything isn't exactly as fine as I thought, and now today is like, everything is not fine, but I refuse to acknowledge it for fear of actually acknowledging it.
And what's Verizian been doing about this over the past 3 days?
Verizian has been, again, trying to logically think their way through problems. You also notice that Verizian, their style, while they are very logical about things, after the problem is solved, Verizian has this sort of smug feeling, like, yes, of course I solved it, let's do another one. And goes day to day and project to project like this. I'm just like, okay, can I solve this one? Yes, okay, I knew I could. Now let's move to even bigger ideas, that sort of feeling.
Interesting. Okay.
Ralph, you don't notice any trends or anything like that because you're switching with Keldeo. That night, after the third night, Keldeo, you guys are back home, everything's calm, cool, and collected. Keldeo is basically asleep at this point. You two, I think, are about to head to sleep when Manaphy kind of pokes and prods at Kyle.
Hello, this is Anirudh, the GM, PM, DM of Not a Scratch, and thank you for listening to this episode. As always, episodes come out weekly, so be sure to follow us, subscribe, and do all those important things you ought to do when supporting a podcast. Episodes coming out weekly, you may be surprised about that because that's what we normally do, but I have kind of forgotten the weekly part of it. However, I am making my mission. For December, episodes will come out weekly, and hopefully that will motivate me / give me the sort of schedule I need so that episodes come out weekly from here on out. Because I do want to release these weekly, and frankly, our backlog, I can't fit the lock on the backlog anymore, so we got to start releasing episodes ASAP. If you've enjoyed the episode and want to support us in any way, shape, or form that you can, the best way to do so is to share us with your friends. Share us with people that are really, really interested in charity. I say that for what was happening in the beginning of this episode and what the promo is for this episode. Also, leave us a review on your podcasting platform. Reviews help to bring new people into our community and also give us advice on what we can improve on in the future. You can also follow us on Twitter at NotAScratchcast or email us as well at notascratchcast@gmail.com if you have any cool ideas to add to the podcast or just want to reach out to us. We also have a Discord for Not a Scratch, and it's growing quickly with a bunch of amazing people that have already joined. You can join to help build the Not a Scratch community. We want to thank Glitch X City for the songs Kirby's Dream Land, the Lo-Fi remix, and End's Castle Bridge remix version 2. And we also want to thank Tabletop Audio for the songs Cry Havoc, Dark Angel, Farmyard, Elven Glade, Middle Earth Dawn, and Blighted Farm. We also want to shout out our patrons. We at Not a Scratch have a Patreon where you can get amazing extra benefits regarding the show and its future, including early access to episodes, special behind-the-scenes looks of what goes into the game, special newsletter from the Outcast region, and more. That's really, when I say the and more part, December and more. Confirming that now, by the end of December, there's going to be a lot of that and more stuff. So you might want to think about joining. You'll also be recognized during the show. Thank you to our guild interns, Ginny, Harper, Alchemage, and Ursa93, our guild member, Kira1, and our guild master, Eli. For more information, check out the links in the episode description or contact us on Discord or Twitter. If you're interested in having a promo on the show for your podcast, we'd love to help. All you have to do is to send us an email or contact us on Twitter or Discord, and we'd be happy to discuss more. Speaking of promos, as mentioned in the very beginning of this episode, there is a charity event happening on the Aduran Region Twitch channel. If you haven't already, follow that Twitch channel so that you don't miss it, or follow it because of all the other streams and stuff like that, that you could definitely attend. All three of the members of the show are on the Twitch channel at various times, so if you go there, chances are you'll see at least one of us, especially if we're live. Now, without further ado, let's get back into the episode.
Just like, yeah.
Kyle's just like looking down at Manaphy with a look of like, "What's up?" Like, "What's up, kiddo?"
Manaphy jumps into your bag, kind of like motioning for you to be like, either get in the bag or get near the bag. I don't think Manaphy has object permanence yet, so it's like, come on, you can fit in here, right?
Kyle is again giving Manaphy a look of just like, "What do you want?"
And Manaphy kind of kicks out of the bag the button.
You know, earlier I thought to ask if we still have it.
Well, here's your answer. Manaphy has kicked
Wasn't
out
the button the 8th legendary, right?
No,
Oh,
the button was the thing that Celebi gave us to, to time travel.
I see.
Manaphy has kicked out the button. The button now is sort of flashing as if it's like, okay, getting ready to travel. Deet, 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 that sort of feeling.
Kyle's just looking at Manaphy. Kyle's just like, "How long has it been flashing like this?"
Manaphy kind of looks a little bit, and Manaphy gives ba nya chaya.
I'm trying to. Oh, is Manaphy still working out the math?
Yeah. And it starts like blowing bubbles. It's just like ba. It's just, like clearly explaining it, but it makes no sense to you. Like ba yeah.
Kyle's just gonna hold up a hand and be like, "Next time, just tell me right away, okay?"
Yeah.
We're hitting the angry toddler years.
I guess roll. What would this be, like interpretation or something
Roll
like that?
interpretation.
There's a roll for this. Hold on.
There's a roll for this. I know what this is.
There's definitely one for this.
You know what? No, I'll have Manaphy roll performance. We'll see what happens.
Tell me, man, if he rolled the net one.
Man, if you rolled a nat 20.
Yes.
Okay. You know what? We'll do it. Manaphy, it's like and just looks at you and goes, just like Kyle.
Is that his first word?
Kyle.
Kyle's just looking at Manaphy like, yes? Question mark. What's up?
Kyle points at the button. The button's still like glowing like this.
Yeah, Kyle goes like, okay, I get it. Good job. You can hop back in the bag.
So your interpretation of this, because it's a nat 20, is not only now can Manaphy speak, it's just happened. Like just now. That's why Manaphy is like, of course I told you. Like you said, okay, when it happens, next time when it happens, you told me. That's what I did, though. That's what.
Oh! I thought okay. Kyle's like, oh, okay, good job. Like, thanks, buddy. Good job. All right, and looks over to Ralph and holds out the button, just like, we're doing this. And now Ralph faces the moral dilemma of, do I leave my friend?
Oh, we did this before. Well, Celebi did say that if we don't do things, or that the world is at stake, basically, and I think that's a little bit more important than my personal relationships with people, as I have learned through the past 3 arcs.
Sure.
So I guess we're gonna hit the button.
So you hit the button. There is a flash. As there is a flash, Keldeo kind of wakes up, looks at you guys with confusion, and it's like, wait, what? Both of you guys rolled d20s.
Okay.
Yeah, 7.
13.
Ralph,
Hey, they add up to 20.
Ralph, you have an opportunity now to either say or do something for Keldeo, I guess. Like a message can be sent, if that makes any sense. You have about 2.5 seconds to say your message. Like, in the sense, like, you have 2.5 seconds before you flash to whatever.
I tell him, good luck out there. We're in full support of you. Bye.
Flash.
Keldeo, you see Keldeo look with a puzzled look on its face as and you flash back in. Number 1, you notice, okay, this is not a place I recognize. Until you think about it for a second. And you're like, wait, this may not be a place I recognize, but I definitely recognize it. As you are currently standing effectively on a hay bale.
Hay bale?
Are we like inside? Are we outside? What's up?
You are currently outside looking into a plain of grassiness.
We're standing on a hay bale.
Yes.
Did we take the hay with us? What just happened?
I'm very confused.
I assume you guys like look around.
Yeah, we look around.
No. We stare at the ground in utter confusion.
This is where
For
Kyle
the rest
leaves the
of our
story. Alright, so as you guys turn around, you see a barn. But this barn looks decrepit. No one has maintained this. This is old. It is broken down. It's basically like if the fire had actually finished its job, it looks like that. Of like, this is not a place to live.
Is there a town anywhere in the distance?
You can see the outline of a town in the same direction that the town would have been had you in the city, in Unova City. It's in the same direction.
Oh, right. We gave it a name. Yeah. All right. Kyle is picking up his bag and walking in that direction.
Looks like we're back in the present. I'm just going to follow. But that's my thought process right now.
You continue to walk. As you walk, you feel... Both of you don't need to roll perception at this point. That sense of dread is there. It is clear. It is visible. Nobody is outside at this point. You can see Pokemon's eyes darting out of windows, but they're all closed. As you walk into town, the gates no longer having an open or closed thing. These gates are just not there. It's like an open archway that people can enter the town in.
And can people see us, or are people just are people looking out and watching us walk around, or are people looking out and just
Good point.
You can roll something to find out.
I would like to. I think that would be perception.
I would also like to roll.
Go ahead. Perception or insight. They'll tell you 2 different things.
10 minus 1 is 9.
What am I rolling? Beauty?
Yeah.
Okay. 8. Oh.
Okay. Perception or insight? Which one? For each of you.
Perception.
Yeah, I was going for perception.
Okay. Since both of you are rolling perception, neither of you get any real feeling of whether or not they see you. It doesn't feel like it, because their eyes are just sort of darting around. They don't focus on you, if that makes any sense.
Good enough.
But it could be them just like looking around for anything and heading back real quick. These are like quick, maybe half a second looks. Where are you guys heading?
Is there a castle in the middle of the town?
There are a lot of stones in the center of the town.
Like the remains of a castle.
There are a lot of stones in the center of the town.
Kyle wants to look at the stones.
All right. So you guys, I presume, head out to where the castle was, at least in Unova Town, and you see, sure enough, the Swords of Justice symbol on what looks like if the castle had been hit with a couple of cannonballs.
Cool. Something happened while we were gone.
And you can see those same eyes coming out from the castle windows. You see four sets of eyes from the castle windows, I guess.
4 sets of eyes.
4 sets of eyes. 3 of them are still scanning around. One of them focuses directly on you guys with a shocked look on their eyes.
All right, we're back. We just time travel, baby.
Is there a way to?
Is there a way to the eyes?
Yeah, I feel like that's Kyle's play here.
So you guys, as you're approaching, the moat is there, but it is empty. There is no longer water there. The bridge at this point is kind of like 3 planks, remains of the door that are laid out, clearly not straight anymore. They're disproportionately aligned, so you got to walk like sideways in order to get across. There is no longer a bell. There is, the open path is open. You head to the castle. I assume open the castle doors.
Yep.
Well, I don't think Kyle's gonna try and move anything, or because Kyle at the very least is gonna be careful. Like, this building's about to go.
So you head to the castle doors. Are either of you like knocking or anything, or just gonna try to walk through, or what?
Where's the window that? Okay.
Oh, they're higher up.
Yeah, I was gonna say. But like, are they like? Could you like walk around to like beneath the windows?
You could, but the windows are like 15 feet in the air.
That's like, God, you could look up that high and see someone and make eye contact.
It is too dark.
All right, then I guess we're going in. Is there like a way to like slip through, like past the door?
The doors currently are closed.
Kyle's gonna try like very slowly, like pushing his arm, like try to push his hand like through the door.
As you go to reach out to touch the door, you can feel the door.
Hold on.
So what is going on?
Kyle's just gonna give the door like a singular knock.
Doom. You can hear the knock. Just it echoes out. The 3 eyes. I think you can still see the eyes even where you are at the door. The 3 eyes start looking around like, what the? Where? What? How? Why? One set of eyes are staring directly at you and then disappear.
Kyle's
to the actual eyes themselves.
Yeah, the eyes seem like they close and then they just don't open again. So either they left the window or they're still there and their eyes are just closed or whatever. I assume you just wait for a second.
Kyle is gonna wait in the amount of time he thinks it'll take to get from that window to the door.
Cool. You wait that amount of time. And sure enough, the doors open and you see in front of you Keldeo. Keldeo does not look like the Keldeo you left. Keldeo looks older.
I'm assuming a lot older.
Looks sizably older. Previously, Keldeo was like mid-teens, high teens age. Keldeo is now like 30s, low 30s, something like that.
Kyle's just gonna like look at Keldeo and like gesture around as if to say like, oh, what happened here?
How did you... Oh, brother. Okay, well, come inside. We have a lot to talk about. That's where we end this episode.
Okay.
Oh, this is a long one, eh?
This was much longer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wraps up this episode. Very exciting, very fun. Very chaotic.
This something happened, and
something has happened.
Yep. Man, if he fast traveled us through it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looks like it at least.
I'm starting to realize that Manaphy is just your little plot device to, impart your will upon what
Manaphy is the DMing part of it.
Excuse me, we have one plot device here, and that is called improv.
That did not seem improvised. I'm just gonna throw it out there. That seemed planned, just a little bit.
Well, you see.
Just a
We'll
little
see.
bit.
We'll see. Anyway, that does wrap up this extremely long episode. Maybe this is 2 parts, maybe it's not 100% sure yet, but thank you very much for listening. We hope that you have enjoyed. I have been your PM, your DM, your GM, Anirudh himself.
And I've been Mansour playing Ralph.
And I've been Muhammad playing Kyle.
And until next time, take care for a long story ahead.